James Tierney here with Tierney Education, and I'm working with a few students on the idea of elasticity. Now, I've made a couple of videos with the calculations, but I realized that most students see elasticity and they think of just one type of elasticity, rather than thinking of just the main idea of the term elasticity in economics, which is that one variable responds to another. And what elasticity is measuring is it's trying to measure how. How is one variable responding to another? And in most intro to micro classes, we actually see 4 different types of elasticity presented. Now, there are way more types of elasticity when you continue to study economics, but in an intro level class, you're probably going to see these 4. The most common is the price elasticity of demand. Now, what exactly is the price elasticity of demand? Well, the price elasticity of demand is asking the question, how does quantity demanded, denoted as QD, respond to a change in price? So we're really looking at this idea that the quantity demanded of a product is going to respond to a change in the price of that product. For example, if the price of oranges goes up, we know that the quantity demanded is going to go down. But by how much? How does it respond? That's what most people think of when we hear the term elasticity. They think of price elasticity of demand. That's the most common one that's spoken about and talked about in an introductory microeconomics class. Now, the second one is very similar. It's the price elasticity of supply. All right, so the price elasticity of supply. Well, what exactly is the price elasticity of supply? You might be able to figure this out by pattern recognition, but that is, how does the quantity supply respond to a change in the price of that product? So again, it's asking in this case, how does the quantity supplied respond? Remember, elasticity is just responsiveness. How does one variable respond to another? With the price elasticity of supply, how does that quantity supply respond to a change in price? So if the price of something increases, how will the quantity supply change? Now, the other 2 common elasticities that we talk about in an introductory micro class, the first one is the income elasticity of demand. So income elasticity of demand, again, with pattern recognition, maybe this makes sense to you, but it's going to be, how does the quantity demanded respond to a change in income? Notice the difference here. Instead of looking at a change in price, which we see with the price elasticity of demand, how does the quantity demanded respond to a change in price? The income elasticity of demand is, how is that quantity demanded responding to a change in income? So how is income going to affect that quantity demanded? Last, but certainly not least, when it comes to an introductory to micro class, I want to remind you again, these are not the only 4 types of elasticity. There are numerous types of elasticity as you continue to study economics. But in the introductory class, the 4th one that's usually introduced is the cross-price elasticity of demand. Since I have a little more room at the bottom here, I will spread this out slightly. So the cross-price elasticity of demand, how does the quantity demanded, you can see this pattern, respond to a change in price of a different product? This is key. This is key, right? It's the change in price of a different product. So a lot of times this is talking about what we call related goods. This is related goods. So those are the 4 different types of elasticity that are presented in an introductory class. Now, depending on how in-depth your instructor goes into each one of these, you might spend weeks on them, or maybe they just introduce them. It really depends on how deep your class is. Some introductory level classes might even have other types of elasticity, but these are the 4 most common that I see when I'm tutoring students. Now, I'm going to link in the notes to other videos that kind of go in depth of each one of these as I continue to create them. But for now, if you have a strong understanding of separating each one of these, you'll have a good base of solving any question that you have when it comes to the idea of elasticity in an introductory to microeconomics class. All right, that's it for now. Make sure you like and subscribe as I continue to put more and more videos out on topics in economics.